She was shaking. Her whole body was shaking.
Every time a little girl twitches, I'm supposed to call out the National Guard.
How many people did he kill last year? Have you forgotten? Your own daughter?
I don't...
No, of course you don't forget. How could you? You never looked into his face, did you? You never saw his eyes. You never saw that nothing, no expression, blank. My memory goes back 12 years to the night when I offered. But I'm going to show you something. Look at this. Look at that. I prayed that he would burn in hell. But in my heart, I knew that hell would not have him.
Welcome to Flyby Films Spooktacular Spooky Fest. You're hearing this, it's Halloween. Hopefully you've shit your pants already. If you haven't, there's still time. So good luck. I'm here in Chico, California, and sitting across from me in Tulsa, Oklahoma, is my buddy Blake.
Mm-hmm. You know,
Hey, Blake.
Jameson, I kid you not. I shit my pants earlier today, and you know what I found in it? I was digging through
What
it,
did you find?
and I found I found candy corns, like not fully digested candy corns.
Blake, that's disgusting. Also, you should probably get that checked out. Also, I don't think I've seen a candy corn this year, which is actually surprising given that we're recording this and we're 5 days out from actual Halloween.
No,
Even though it is Halloween for everyone else.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's Halloween in my soul, 24/7. But
I feel like that's a t-shirt.
I feel like
At least a bumper sticker.
I feel like about 40% of everything I say needs to be a t-shirt that doesn't sell very well.
Yeah. Well, I think you've got that last part covered for sure.
Definitely.
Blake, how are you doing? Other than finding candy corns in your shit.
Doing pretty well. I mean, of course, I need to get checked out because either candy corns are indigestible or I have issues. I mean, that's just something I've got to do. I got to take care of that. So,
well, yeah. That's definitely a true statement because you do have issues.
Yeah.
So that part is already fulfilled.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. Outside of that, though, I sucked snot out of my infant's nose earlier today.
Hey, same. I mean, I didn't, but my wife did, and I was trying to work today, and she was like waving this vial of snot in my face. Was it the
Frida, the nose Frida?
Like, the Frida.
Yeah. That's some good shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I spray a little bit of saline up his nose just to get it all wet and squishy, and then I just suck. And he loses his ever-loving mind. But then he can actually breathe afterwards, so win-win.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think kids like it, but they like it after.
They fucking despise it.
Yeah.
It's like having their brain sucked out. I think that's what the equivalent is. No, so I did that. Yeah. This is actually a Thursday night, so I'm looking forward to one more day of work. And I'm also looking forward to my wife's friend being here because wife's friends being here means that I get a little bit more leeway in what I do during the weekend because there's an extra set of hands. And so I'm probably going to go see the new Exorcist movie because why the fuck not? David Gordon Green forever.
Yeah, I think this podcast is a David Gordon Green fan cast.
I think so. So I'm going to go see that. And then, yeah, I don't know. Who knows what else I'll do?
That's cool.
Maybe get some sleep. I don't know. Whatever.
Are you going to dress up this weekend?
For
Halloween.
Well, Halloween's not till next week, though.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. This is the weekend before Halloween. This is Halloween observed.
No, we don't. We don't do that in the South.
Wait a second. Okay.
We fucking go
not to get
hard
into this.
on Halloween.
Yeah. All right. Well, what are you dressing up as on Halloween?
I don't think actually anything because we're going to a wedding. So.
Wait. You're going to a wedding on Halloween?
Yep. Because a couple of horror fans in our church are getting married on Halloween.
Dude, fuck yes.
So, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
They were. I told them I had written about horror for a good 10 years of my life, and they were dropping names of movies I'd never even heard of. So, like, they're next level. And they're both linguists. So.
Oh, wow.
They have their degrees in it.
Blake, I feel like you know cool people. No offense against my friends, but
well,
like,
so I kid you not. I think it's either if you, depending on what your religious background is, it's either luck or divine providence. But the other day, this is the kind of shit that happens to me. The other day, I was at a brewery in Tulsa having a beer because my wife was with the in-laws, with Seamus and Nugget, as we call them. And I had the night free pretty much, except for recording for another podcast. Sorry, Jameson. Speaking of, I'm gonna put in a nice little cut for that. It's already out, so if you want to listen to the Fear of God's discussion on Scream 6, I watched Scream 5 and 6 because I hadn't seen either one of them, and I was on that podcast. So the Fear of God, Scream 6, should be this last week's episode. If you want to listen to this sexy voice talk about perfectly serviceable sequel.
Scream 6 was the one that came out this year, right?
Yep.
Okay.
No, but good guys, Nathan and Reed, definitely should listen to their podcast. Some good stuff over there. And we get mentioned. This podcast gets mentioned on that episode as well. So hopefully our stats go up. Not that we check them all that often, but nonetheless, I was recording that night, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna grab a beer. You know, I've got a friend who works at a brewery. I checked to see if he was still at one of the breweries that he is the head brewer for, and he had already gone home. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to my favorite one. So I'm sitting there. I finish my beer, and this guy walks up, and he's just paying out, and he's holding a copy of House of Leaves. Do you know anything about House of Leaves?
I know about House of Leaves.
So I do too. I'm going to be reading it here before too long in my other book club. If I ever get to that point, I may have to quit that one too. The reason why I haven't quit that one yet is because I chose the book we're reading right now. So, but that
would be a power move.
That is on the short list of books we're going to be reading. Anyways, I'm like, I start talking to the guy, and I tell him that we were reading Wendell Berry in the book club that you and I are in. And he was like, Wendell Berry? Have you heard of this guy named Walker Percy? And I'm like, dude, he's my guy. And he's like, what's your favorite Walker Percy book? I was like, The Second Coming. He's like, no one ever says The Second Coming. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, I know this is weird normally, but I have to get your digits, man. Because just randomly finding a guy who likes Walker Percy as much as I do, I mean, that's just a once in a lifetime. So I get his number and we text throughout the night. Turns out he's a horror fan and he writes on horror. I was like, who the f is this? And I told him about our podcast, so he's probably listening to this right now.
Oof. Apologies.
Apologies. And so my wife now says that I'm texting my boyfriend whenever I'm texting him. We're supposed to grab a beer at some point, but anyways, that's the kind of stuff that happens to me. I randomly find people that just like we click. So.
And now you're Twitter-pated.
I'm Twitter-pated. What do you mean? What's that?
That's from Bambi. Don't you remember that?
Bambi?
Twitter-pated. It's when all of the animals fall in love.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. They
This was in the original Bambi?
Yes, in the original Bambi, they talk about being Twitter-pated. It has nothing to do with Twitter
or anything like that. I remember about Bambi is his mom getting gunned down.
Yeah, this is like in a happy scene in that movie because all the animals are falling in love. Their hormones are kicking in. It's that season of the witch? Animal lust.
Oh,
yes,
sorry.
Season of the witch.
Okay. I was trying to guess. I was trying to do the whole, guess the words you're going to say, and I failed. Sorry.
Yeah, and I think Thumper and Bambi are like holdouts, and they're like, we're never gonna get Twitter-pated. Everybody else is Twitter-pated, and then they slowly get picked off by their respective mates.
Oh, I thought you were about to say gone. I was like, I don't remember that part.
Guns
because
Cupid.
I don't know if you know this, Jameson, but whenever you say picked off, it usually means gunned down. Just saying.
Well, if that's how you feel about love, Blake, then
well, my wife definitely gunned me down.
So. Look at that.
Yeah. Shot through the heart, but you're See what I did there?
Is that Bon Jovi?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
See what I did there, though? Like, I tied them together.
Yeah.
With a cultural reference.
Good job.
Admittedly, it's not relevant. I'm not sure Bon Jovi ever actually was relevant, but...
He was a thing.
He has some catchy songs. I mean, give the guy some credit. Were they good?
Did he do Dead or Alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite Bon Jovi.
Living on a Prayer?
Oh, that's my favorite Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Classy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Jameson, what are you going to wear this weekend? Since your state apparently does Halloween on the wrong night.
We, Blake, why do you have balloons?
I have no idea what that... Trying to get to... Oh.
What the hell?
I have no idea what's going on right now. Apparently I'm making bunny ears. And that causes... That's so weird.
I'm gonna explain this because the listeners are very out of the loop. But Blake and I are connecting via Skype. Whatever Skype is. And Blake is trying to do weird hand motions. He's doing bunny ears, and then balloons are flying on his screen.
Apparently, got tired of me doing it.
Yeah, and then before it got tired of him doing it, confetti fell from the sky.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to figure that out. If anybody knows anything about this, feel free to email us because that's
leave
cool.
a voicemail. We would like to, because to be honest, like that's my dream for this podcast is that we get a bunch of listeners who just like leave us pointless voicemails that we can play.
Well, that would actually be a dream for the listeners too. Probably not to hear us, but rather
someone who actually knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
That's good. Okay, so in California, we're allowed to celebrate Halloween both on Halloween and also the Saturday before Halloween.
Oh, how beneficent of them!
Yeah,
was that a Gavin Newsom
Sunday,
special?
Yeah, it's the very liberal thing that we are able to do. So on Sunday, not Saturday, we're having a Halloween party. Family friendly, just having a bunch of families come over to our house. We're going to dress up. Kira, me, and Hazel are all dressing up as Nicolas Cage, Holly Hunter, and the baby from Raising Arizona.
Nice.
So Kira will be dressed up as a police officer. I'll have a Hawaiian shirt, and I'm going to shave my beard into like a mustache and some sideburns.
That is hilarious.
And yeah.
Are you going to cut your hair to the same length as Nicolas Cage's?
No, because I'm not that committed to the bit. I would rather save my hair and cut it at a different time.
That's fair.
Because it's taken 2.5 years to grow it to this length. I haven't touched. I am like salmon. Salmon? Wait, Samson. Blake,
Oh yes, I remember that story. Salmon and Delia. Delia. Salmon Delia.
Blake, I've had a few to drink already. I am sorry. But,
are you toasted?
I'm a little toasted. Oh, man. I'm also very embarrassed by calling it salmon and Delia.
Well, you didn't call it Delia. I added that part.
No. I know. Samson. I'm like Samson. My strength is in my hair now. But apparently my brain is what is... I'm forfeiting for my strength. So maybe I do need to cut my hair off so that I can actually think.
It's not worth raising Arizona, dude. Like it's
not worth it. No, it's not worth a Halloween costume.
Which y'all were Mario Brothers last year, right?
Well, I was Mario, and Kira and Hazel were together Chain Chomp. Because imagine she was pregnant and she dressed up with her baby bump as Chain Chomp, which was I thought was solid. So,
that's hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, we'll take a picture. We'll send it. We'll have it be the show pick for I don't know something.
So my church is doing a trunk or treat on Sunday, and because we're lazy,
that's weird. That's not Halloween.
Well, that's because Sunday is not Halloween.
Yeah.
Trunk or treat. Well, hey, I didn't make the rules. It's a completely different organization. I don't run the thing.
Are they having it in
I'm
California?
sorry that American Christianity destroyed community by deciding to have Halloween at a safe place away from the community in which the people live. I'm sorry this has happened, Jameson, but I can't change it.
Are you also sorry that the candy doesn't have razor blades in it anymore?
No, that never happened. You know. I think it happened maybe once, and it was because the father like put some shit and pixie sticks and killed his own kids with it. Otherwise, it's never happened before.
I was gonna say it probably happened because he was shaving his beard to be more like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It accidentally fell into the candy pot.
Yeah, exactly.
All hell broke loose.
So my wife was like, you should just open up our trunk for a trunk or treat and then carry around a box of diapers with candy in it, and you could be a worn out parent for Halloween. I was like, fair enough. So,
or you could not give out candy from your trunk, but you could just give out random junk, and then you could be junk in your trunk.
I'm not sure parents would appreciate me telling their kids about that.
Well,
although it would be fun to play Ice Cube's The Predator while the kids are trunk or treating.
That would definitely be a vibe.
I mean, can you imagine trunk or treating to Today Was a Good Day?
I don't think I can. So,
well, that's do you even know that song?
I don't.
That's
I'm just Andy in this, Blake. I don't actually know Ice Cube's The Predator very well.
That's unfortunate.
Or even that he had an album called The Predator.
Yeah, that's good.
So
you should listen to it.
Is it on a scale of cultural goodness? Is it better or worse than Are We There Yet 2?
Much better.
Oh, okay.
It's like his third solo album, so like early 90s is when he was still good, and he stopped, he wasn't doing shitty movies at that point.
That was it before or after Friday?
I think it was before. It was.
Okay.
It may have been around the same time as Boys in the Hood. But yeah, I don't remember for sure.
Yeah.
No, it was when he was still good. When he was still dropping the heat. So
yeah, I was doing a little bit of a jab at him, but
he deserves every bit of it.
Oh, okay.
The guy's a lunatic now, so.
Well, aren't we all?
I mean, that's what money does.
Money creates lunacy.
Mo money, mo problems.
Mo money, mo personalities.
So yeah, so you're gonna dress up as Raising Arizona. I'm dressing up as a tired
I already
parent.
have a tattoo.
That's true.
Goes with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
My Raising Arizona tattoo.
That's awesome. What are y'all going to wear the same thing on Halloween? Are y'all going to go trick-or-treating on Halloween?
Yeah. So we're not going to go trick-or-treating, but we have the downtown area, which is actually just down the road. We could walk to it, is doing Treat Street. So a bunch of the businesses kind of open up, and it's essentially business trick-or-treating. So
it's interesting how capitalism has found a way to draw people away from their own communities.
Hey, these are mom and pop local businesses. In fact, you know what?
Right now,
Blake,
until they get run into the ground or bought up.
You know what? One of the businesses, and I'm sure they
is Walmart. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
It's not Walmart. It's Collier's Hardware. It's your hardware place because it has your name on it.
That is clearly false advertising because my hardware has been nowhere near Chico.
Well, I don't know what you're doing in the heart of downtown Chico, but you've been there for about 40 years. So.
I mean, It checks out. I'm almost 40, so it checks out.
Do you turn 40 next month?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Blake, what are you doing for the big 4-0?
Hopefully not a whole lot.
Yeah.
I've got this big theory that people worry about their birthdays, like these milestone birthdays, because of the show Friends. Because the Friends made such a big fucking deal about the turning 30. And I'm like, it's another day. I'm going to feel just as much like 39 as I will feel probably when I'm 41. It's just a slow decay into death. It's fine. It's the way life happens, and it's okay. It's okay. But 40 is no different.
Do you know what you want to do as you get older?
Yeah.
Less.
They're yes. Well, yeah. I mean, I would love to not work as much. That would be amazing. Or to find work that I actually enjoy doing. That would be ideal. I'm not sure that actually exists in the current modern state of work, but
if you find it, let me know.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, but less work, more relational stuff, you know, like hanging out with the kids, the wife.
Your boyfriend.
My boyfriend, yeah. Yeah, I told you today that I had an idea for a book, so maybe one day I'll write that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try my hand at fiction, see how shitty I am at it. So, what about you?
Well,
what about you, Jameson? How old are you? Let's turn the tables. Let's turn the microphone on you.
I'm 36. 36.
See, that doesn't make me feel near as old as some of my friends who are like, I'm 25. Shut the
Yeah, I was a kid I was born in the 80s. So, yeah. I don't remember the 80s, but I was born.
I have very few memories of the 80s. My memory starts in the early 90s.
I remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's like my first memory.
I remember driving to school when Mysterious Ways was actually playing on the radio because it was a new song. That's probably my oldest memory. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I can be here to make you feel not as old. So.
Yeah. I appreciate that, Jameson. That's why we're friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
We work well together. You make me feel
well
less
together.
old. And I make you look good because you're not an asshole.
Oh shit. I was supposed to introduce the movie when I did the intro. And
why don't we just introduce it right now? Because I don't know if you know this, we're nearly halfway into this podcast and we have yet to talk about any movies whatsoever.
We talked about Bambi. Bambi is a movie.
I mean, is it though? Because the only thing I remember is the mother getting gunned down. So really, I think it's more of a poignant, nostalgic meditation on American life.
You mean American
death?
Death,
yeah,
and
culture of violence. Yes,
overtaking the wilderness.
Yes, Manifest Destiny.
Manifest,
but with guns and blood.
Yes. That is. If you didn't take that away from Bambi when you watched it, I think you need to revisit it and put on your thinking cap, because clearly it was missing when you were 5 and you watched Bambi.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Or just don't watch it because I don't think it's actually that good.
one of these days, Blake, I'm going to choose a series of films that just are there to stick a craw in your side. So
I think you mixed your metaphors there, bud.
I definitely did. You mean maybe I meant stick a salmon in your craw? That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you meant. Well, speaking of violence, I think that was a good segue into the movie that we're talking about tonight for our ultimate Halloween episode. Because the
what
last
movie are
one
we
was
talking
the
about, Blake?
penultimate. We're talking about The Last Broadcast.
Oh, that sounds ominous.
It is.
For us.
And it's about a group of access cable TV dudes that go hunt for the Jersey Devil in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. And you know what? You know what we find out? The movie has nothing to do with the Jersey Devil. Nothing.
You know what else we find out? Speaking about weird parallels between our podcasts.
That our podcast isn't actually about movies?
We also we also find out that they are not good at their show.
But the real question is, were the ones documenting how not good at the show they were good at the show they were making?
No. I'm sorry. I actually, okay, I have nice things to say about this movie.
I think both
right
of us have nice things to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get out of the gate and say, was this a good movie? Probably not the level of good. Was it bad? Maybe a little bit better than bad. Yeah. It has redeeming things to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely in the okay territory.
Yeah. And I think you hit the nail on the head when you texted me and said that it has the inverse problem of the McPherson tape.
It definitely does.
And I think you're spot on.
Oh my god.
It's not any better or any worse than the McPherson tape. It's just differently bad.
I would say it's I do think it comes out of the wash a tiny bit better.
I would say so too, because at least they were aiming for something and they were somewhat successful.
I would say both movies are trying to be horror.
Mm-hmm.
This movie has at least 1.5 scary ideas to it.
And
McPherson tape, no.
And I didn't see the end coming.
You didn't see the end coming. I didn't see the end coming. That's maybe a lie. I did have a thought midway through, I think this is going to be how it ends. But I was like, I'm not going to try to ruin it. I was watching it with my wife.
Who hated it.
Who hated it. And I have a pretty bad habit of, thinking through what the ending is going to be for movies.
Uh-huh.
And when I guess it, it just sucks. So I try to stay quiet when I'm watching something with my wife.
Maybe that's why you fall asleep.
Because I'm thinking too hard?
No, because you want to avoid guessing correctly. And so the only way you can stop yourself is to fall asleep.
It's giving myself a handicap when
exactly.
watching movies. Yeah.
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 I think that's, And
I'm just so good at watching movies,
fell asleep.
I have to give myself a...
You fell asleep 1.5 times during this movie. And that's completely understandable because it's at times it's not the most exhilarating watch.
I would say up until the last 10 minutes, It is a tedious film to get through.
I would say that actually it was easier to watch the hour of McPherson tape than it was an hour and 20 minutes of this one.
Yeah. And maybe because I had such low expectations at that point, when the ending comes, I'm like, oh,
not bad.
Thank God something happened.
Yeah, something happened, and it actually wasn't a bad ending.
No. Okay, so spoilers. If you want to watch this fucking thing, then stop, the podcast or skip it 5 minutes or something like that.
No, you
it won't
just
matter.
skip the rest of the podcast because we're going to be going back to this over and over again.
Yeah. But like when the filmmaker attacks the editor or the
film restoration
reconstructor,
yeah,
film restoration person, and wraps her up, and that shot where he's like face to face with her,
yeah, that
is so deeply unsettling and effective.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, they thought about this.
Yeah.
They really put some energy into making this creepy, because like there's almost, I don't know, he's like, he really goes off the rails in the right way at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And even like the final shot, so like from that point on, the movie is like good. It like switches on to being good. And even like the final bit of it where he's like repeating this line and like refilming himself doing
in different positions with the camera while the body is laying next to him.
It's such an effective way to
Yeah.
end the movie. But yeah, getting to that point, tedious.
And so, but here's the thing, like, I am not opposed to the art of creating distortion as a means of scare tactic and found footage. But you gotta give people something along the way, instead of just showing bumbling idiots walking through the woods, which is, I think this is part of the reason why I despise Blair Witch Project, because I find Blair Witch Project to be equally as annoying and boring, and I would almost say The Last Broadcast wins over the two simply for its ending, as opposed to the Blair Witch Project. But I think distorted videotape could be super terrifying if used properly. They just didn't use it properly.
All right, yeah. Let me dig into that a little bit. So, I agree. It was just kind of some people bumbling through the woods, and in some way too, like the end doesn't really doesn't shed any extra light on that too. So it's not like any of that is redeemed by the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of the overall, like, where it was headed. Okay, this is scary. I think when you were starting to talk about distortion, I didn't realize you were talking about like the actual like videotape aspect of it, but like the kind of trick aspect of it, or like the maybe like ambiguous nature
Mm-hmm.
of where this thing is headed. I was thinking that type of distortion.
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie has that too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems like the whole setup is like a true crime podcast, like almost like a true crime podcast or a true crime documentary that you would see these days. it's all set up like that. So so like people who watch that shit on Netflix will be right at home with this too.
Yeah.
So it's also not any worse than the average run of the mill stuff too. But
unlike a lot of that run of the mill true crime crap, you actually get a satisfying conclusion.
Yeah, and so I'm almost like, okay, so what went wrong? I'm gonna bring up another movie in a second, but like, what went wrong? Why do I not feel like more positively towards this that I do towards another movie that came out this year? Let's see if you can guess what I'm thinking of. A movie that was tedious and really came through at the end.
Oh, Skinamarink?
Skinamarink. Okay. I don't know. We actually haven't talked about this outside of when you and I saw it at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And you had some complicated feelings. I think I told you I fucking loved it. I still really think about it, and I
think about it often, which has only made it more positive in my mind. So
I guess I'm thinking about this movie in the context of that movie, because both of these movies, I would even say like Skinamarink is probably like even more patience testing than this movie.
Easily.
But the end, it really ratchets up. It's weird because the end isn't really a twist in Skinamarink. It's not like a twist in the normal sense, but it really like, it twists your emotions in a way. It twists how you're feeling your terror. And I feel like that's a better movie. And I'm trying to like, on the fly, compare my feelings for the two.
Well, for me, I was largely taken out of the last broadcast because the acting wasn't terribly good. And it showed a lot of seams. Like, I feel like they could have gotten some people to play the sheriff and a few things like that were a little bit more effective, instead of creepy dudes that look like they probably have really weird films in their closet at their house.
Yeah.
I think Skinamarink, in comparison, just doesn't have characters in it. Like, it has humans that walk through the house, but they're not really characters. The character is the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it, and I texted you this because I was like, there's just a lot of seams in the making of the last broadcast. Like, it was clear they didn't have the money to really pull off their vision. Like, I told you that if you had a bigger budget, better actors, maybe a few more special effects or practical effects, you could make a really good quality version of this. And I would actually go see a remake of this. As long as they didn't go full on CGI bullshit on it. Because I think there's something there, and I think they're getting at something. I just don't think they had the wherewithal to really pull it off. Whereas Skinamarink, they made that on $15,000, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like one guy, right?
But it was like, of course you can make that on $15,000, but I think the delineation is that the guy who directed Skinamarink had a purpose, had a vision, and knew how to execute it. Whereas I'm not sure. I think the guys who made Last Broadcast had the vision. I'm just not sure they actually fully knew how to execute it.
Well, I think too, in the case of the last broadcast, this movie would have been just as effective and less boring if it was 30 minutes long.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could have done everything this movie accomplished by cutting a whole hour from it.
Yeah.
And I know that because a lot of the scenes, a lot of the documentary scenes were shown multiple times.
Yep.
Like, you're just watching the same thing. And, you know, and maybe there's a meta commentary on, you know, on this crazy person who's filming this and trying to do the same thing over and over again. But, like, I doubt it. I don't think that...
And I think...
That wasn't...
I think there could have been a clever commentary on the true crime subgenre if it had been made today.
Yes.
Because
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I think they haphazardly landed on something that is really annoying about true crime, is the repetitiveness of the narratives.
Yeah.
But
especially in the world of podcasting where you have to make 10 episodes on an hour's worth of content.
Exactly.
You know.
Whereas at that time, true crime... Anne Rule was writing books, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, you had it In Cold Blood.
Yeah.
Like, had come out.
It just wasn't a cultural zeitgeist yet. So...
Yeah.
So you can't give it any credit for that unless you read a commentary back onto it, which, you know, I suppose you could do, but whatever. It's not my thing, so...
Yeah, you know, I think my wife said, like, was this someone's school project?
It feels
that
like
was
that.
her criticism. Yeah, it definitely feels like that. I think this wins out from McPherson tape because you mentioned seams, and I think you're right. You can see the seams. You can see what's behind everything.
Yeah.
And it's not, you know, it's not foolproof like that. But in the McPherson tape, you have, like, almost the seamless nature. And then at the one point where they need to, like, keep you in the movie, they're like, oh, we don't know how to do this. And they just, like, show you behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And that's so disappointing.
Well,
that's so disappointing.
Apparently there's
it's not even seams. It's just like...
Since we recorded on the McPherson tape, I've heard positive things about the remake.
I was gonna say I've heard the remake is better.
Yeah. So part of me wants to watch that at some point, but yeah. I would largely agree. I think as a concept, McPherson wins for me. But that's because I simply like the fact that it was kind of the first of its kind, just showing the footage itself. Nothing else. Yes.
And
the
I
end
actually
was horrid. But...
Yeah, I feel like now that we're 5 of these movies in, out of all 5 of them, McPherson tape really does win out for the most found footagey.
Yeah. I would say it's the most
5.
pure of found footage.
It is.
So.
It has such a purity of heart, and that's I really want to like it because of that, but I can't because it's a turd.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Like as much as I like the technical aspect of it, I would never really enjoy watching it again. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like we always, well, I think last year our Halloween episode was probably easily our best movie of the set, but
of the 5, yeah.
But I wouldn't necessarily say it was a great movie. I think you liked it more than I did.
Yeah, I think I liked it more than you, but it wasn't. It you know. for those who didn't listen to that, you can, but it was we're all going to the World's Fair, which is good and has an effective effective like vibe to it.
Yeah.
But it ultimately like decides not to be scary.
Yeah.
It goes more towards sad at the end.
Yeah.
And
it's a sad boy production.
Yeah, and that's fine. And you know, I think it was meant to be its own thing, and it does have actual, you know, kind of terrifying moments.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it you know, it decides to kind of leave the horror genre behind.
Basically what I'm getting at is next year we promise to actually try to get an actual scary movie for Halloween. Because I think we failed 2 years in a row. now, if only we had a
short film, it would have been scary.
If only we had done Ghost Watch for our last one.
Yeah, but we chose to do it
in chronological order.
In chronological order. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I think this is okay. It's okay. I would rather watch it again than I would McPherson Tape, even though I think McPherson Tape is more interesting, like technically. So, but yeah, I mean, this I think is a good, like, maybe parting question for us after watching these 5 pre-Blair Witch found footage films. First off, what is it about found footage that has captured the zeitgeist? And 2, is it actually very good as a subgenre?
Is it worth it?
Yeah, is it worth it? I'll let you answer first.
Okay. I think you might think of this as a bit of a cop-out, but I actually think this is true. And it's weird because it becomes less true in some ways, but I think what makes found footage resonate so much is how cheap it is.
Yeah.
I really think that there's something to that. And I don't mean that necessarily as a bad thing. Like, okay, so it's cheap for studios to make and make a big turnaround. Like, we saw that with Paranormal Activity,
mm-hmm.
right?
I mean, Skinamarink.
But
like
Skinamarink, yeah.
I mean, it brought a shit ton of cash home. I mean,
yeah, it did, and it played in my multiplex, so
yeah.
like it made it. That was. Is Skinamarink found footage?
No, but I would say it's cheap.
No, it's cheap. Yeah, I think there is something that fascinates us about the cheapness, because it really feels resonant that like anything could be on this tape.
Yeah,
like it wasn't engineered. Even though it was, like, I think we buy the idea that it wasn't engineered by a panel of people to make you feel a certain way. Mm-hmm. And so there is risk involved. And I think that appeals.
Yeah.
I really do. And yeah, it gets complicated when you're on, like, Paranormal Activity 20.
Yeah.
And you're like, what this is clearly like someone is making money off of this.
Yeah.
This isn't like a cheap venture at this point. But there is an unexpected quality to found footage, and I think it comes in the fact that it's just so nimble.
Mm-hmm.
It's nimble in its cost, it's nimble in how you make it, and very few genres of film are allowed to do that.
And it's somewhat expected that if you get too good of actors, it kills the whole feeling of it. And so it needs to be almost non-actor actors. Like people that are either new to acting or are not as tested actors.
Mm-hmm.
It works better that way because it feels more realistic, more like stunted. These are all terms that you would say were negatives for most films, but because of the nature of found footage, these are actually good things because it actually brings you more into the vibe of the movie.
Yeah, and I think like I guess I have this like devil version of Thad on my shoulder saying like you're just explaining laziness.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You're just putting fancy words over laziness.
And he's not wrong. Not completely wrong.
He's not wrong. He's wrong. Let's not get that wrong. He's wrong. But he's, I think it is our job to like wrestle with that.
Yeah.
Like there are bad found footage films out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very easy to make a bad found footage film.
Yeah.
But I also think there's a nimbleness to it that is both exciting and also allows extra ideas that aren't overcooked into the mix.
Yep. Yeah. So is it worth it?
Give me 100 found footage movies. 99 of them are duds. One of them is good. It's worth it.
Okay.
And I think that's what we have. I think there are one or two good found footage movies. There's a lot of shit out there.
Yeah.
It is worth it though.
Okay. Okay. I would say that I agree on the resonance of found footage. I think what resonates specifically for me, and I'm a bit of a navel gazer when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I would say that for me, what is so fascinating about found footage is that certain unknown quality to home videos where you watch it and you notice stuff that you never noticed in the moment, like in that space, or you notice something weird in the background of a tape or something like that. Like basically this concept of seeing abnormalities in reality. Mm-hmm. and being able to replay it and say, do you remember that person? Like, do you know that person? who is that? You know, and that weirdness factor. I mean, us coming from the 80s, I assume you had some
home videos,
some entertainment or some background with VHS tapes, like recording shit and recording home videos and crap like that. I have recollections of like watching stuff that was recorded and being like, I don't remember that. Like, it's the uncanniness of recording life and then being able to watch it and notice all the things that you didn't notice when it was being recorded. And I think there's something to that fits perfectly with horror, and the fact that whenever you are recording something, you're not always aware of it, but there may be weird shit happening in the background. And that, to me, is terrifying. To be in that space, to have something recording, that whole event, whatever it is, having weird shit happen in the background that you're not aware of until you watch it a year later. That's unnerving. And I think that's the kind of stuff that resonates with me, at least for found footage, is that uncanniness.
And I think that can like coalesce with my idea too of like found footage being nimble enough to let like risky ideas in can lend to making that more believable too.
Yeah.
And I think you're spot on, like the uncanniness and the creepiness of memory and false memory and memory versus recording.
Yeah.
So
well, and so part of me, like I vibe with the as long as there's one or two decent versions of it out there, like sure, it's worth it. I'm not sure I can fully pull the trigger on that. I'm of the mind, and this may just be me getting older and becoming more cynical, but this is just the nature of subgenres, period. And it's not so much a critique of found footage alone, but any interesting or fascinating kind of like subgenre that kind of comes into being is, once it becomes profitable, any of its fascination or its uniqueness automatically becomes watered down by the machine. Because part of the beauty of cheap filmmaking that is well done is that people are thriving within constraint. And whenever you're given a massive budget, as we've seen with the likes of like Richard Kelly, sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself and you kind of maybe expand your ideas a little bit too far for one movie. God bless his soul. I love him to death. I love his movies to death, but the criticism, it's hard to disagree with. So, I think the beauty of these initial found footage films is that these people were doing something so abnormal and so unique that they were like, no, we have to recognize that this is the gimmick, and we have to do our best to work within that constraint and to do some weird shit with it. And I think that is really freaking cool. But like you said, with Paranormal Activity number 20, the more money it's thrown at it, the less effective it becomes. And the more watered down it feels, and the more kind of just blah it becomes. And that saddens me. So...
Yeah, like I think we're on like VHS 15 or whatever.
Unfortunately. No.
And you know, I've watched a couple of the more recent VHSs, and the one nice thing about them is that they're these short films, and so you do get to sometimes see like an indie filmmaker kind of throw their batshit idea at the wall. But yeah, I'll agree with that. I do think found footage, maybe what I hope for is that found footage is just still so nimble that the the people who feel constrained might still be able to find an outlet in this thing.
Yeah.
And in the future, we still might have a couple masterpieces of the found footage genre and the cinema genre, just in general, that come through this. Obviously, I'm not, putting all my eggs in that basket. You've got I think Skinamarink was a great horror movie that came out this year,
and I think it stands apart from just about every other horror film.
Yeah, and that was a very unique thing, and it was made, inside constraints, like you said, and it wasn't using the found footage, I have heard good things about the Outwaters.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it too.
I haven't seen that yet. I do want to kind of catch that. And I actually do think that might have found footage-y-ness to it. But again, both of these movies came out this year, made with constraints, so I think it resonates with what you're saying.
I think Skinamarink has the potential of not becoming its own subgenre, because it's so niche. I call it post-humanist horror. Like, it finds a way to do horror without people.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but most people struggle with stories where they can't relate to the people. So
yeah, and
that's why I'm like, yay, Skinamarink. It's its own thing. And it's probably not going to be copied anytime real soon.
I also think that, Skinamarink impressed the right people.
Yeah.
And everyone else hated it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's part of its problem, too, is that, I don't think everyone hated it. Like, you and I, we're part of the average.
We're part
Joes.
of the unpaid film critics. Yeah,
yeah, unpaid film critics. We're not the important people to impress, and we both liked it. And I'll never forget, I saw it in theater, and there was this couple that looked like they were on a date, and 5 minutes before it ended, they were the girl was sobbing, and they had to leave. So, it was effective for other people. I don't know if they liked it because of that, but, it worked. And so I think for some people it does still resonate, but it also, I think its IMDb rating is, less than 5, which I think it's probably the only great film that I can think of that has such a low IMDb score. Not that I put a lot of stock into that, but
it's better to put stock into IMDb than it is some of the other rating sites.
Yeah. Yeah, that's at least kind of a general consensus of,
because you seldom see movies with anything above 1.8.
Yeah. But anyway, if you're looking for a scary movie, try to watch Skinamarink, but turn off all the lights.
To where the only lights are the TV screen.
It's one of those movies that you have to believe works, and it will work.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually kind of a fascinating thing. But if you don't believe it, it probably won't work for you. So.
And don't you dare call it elevated horror, because I will kick your ass. I'm glad. I am so happy that A24 did not pick it up. I could not be more happy that that Skinamarink was not an A24 film.
You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about A24, and I was thinking not specifically A24, but I was thinking our favorite filmmaker to shit on podcast, Ari Aster. Yeah. I was thinking about his first movie, which I liked, Hereditary. And there's like this scene, this famous scene in Hereditary with this visceral violence to it.
Mm-hmm.
And
also happened to be the point at which the film completely fell apart for me. Even though the scene was great.
It's a great scene, but I was thinking how, if you ask people like, oh, it's this super memorable scene where this surprising horror that has so much kinetic energy
mm-hmm.
to it happens, and I was watching the Final Destination movies with Kira. We watched Final Destination 2,
mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, we've already had kinetic horror like this.
Yeah.
Like, this was a thing well before Ari Aster used it,
mm-hmm.
you know, and and so I was just kind of surprised that, like, I don't know, we can kind of create these mythologies of these movies, like, oh, that's such a shocking scene, nothing like that has ever happened before, but, like, you know, no one remembers all of the deaths in Final Destination, but each one is just as visceral, just as
mm-hmm.
shocking and surprising as this, like, high point of this movie. Again, I actually liked Hereditary. I don't want to sit here and, like, shit on it. Because I
actually don't mind doing that, but
yeah, I could shit on other his other movie, but like yeah, I was just thinking about that.
I like
anyway.
that you didn't even deem that there was a third film. I appreciate that.
I haven't seen
just
it,
his
and
other
I don't
film
really,
because that whatever that other thing was is not film.
I just decided. I think I decided this year. I was like, oh, our interests diverge. He wants to make movies in this way, and I'm not interested in watching it. So, like, I don't need to watch it. But yeah. Anyway, I guess that was just to bring up the Final Destination movies and say they're still kind of fun.
I loved the Final Destination movies, at least until like 3 or 4, and then it started jumping the shark a little bit. But the first one I absolutely adored.
Well, the second one
is the logs, the log truck.
The logs.
Yeah.
That's the one that everybody remembers.
Yeah.
The log truck. So
I remember that, and wasn't there like an elevator kill or something like that in it?
Yes,
I remember that. So those are the 2 parts of that one I remember. But
the other kill that I remember, and this has just made me afraid of car accidents, is the airbag kill.
Oh,
so like, this person survives a car accident, and this, like, sharp tube comes right behind her head, and she's like, oh, but she's stuck because this log is, like, on her lap, and then the airbag goes off and it shoves her head into, my God. And it's just brutal.
Yeah.
I think Kira and I watched that. She had never seen a Final Destination movie, and we watched it, and I explained it as what if you had a horror movie where Rube Goldberg was the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the Final Destination films. So
that's interesting that you would have picked the Final Destination films when there would be a little bit more on the nose pick in Saw. But it's on the nose, so I appreciate the Final Destination pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
The beauty of Final Destination, though, is that it does that with the old school, like, tragic Deus Machina idea. It's something. It's the divine. It's death.
It's death.
If you cheat death, It's actually super fatalistic if you watch those films. Super
fatalistic.
Where you were supposed to die and somehow you escaped it, but you still have to die. And death will come for you.
You're still on the rails.
Yeah.
You just took a long path.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of philosophical directions you could take that whole series of films.
Yeah.
But that is beside the point. Last broadcast. It's fine.
It's okay. Give me your quick ranking of these 5.
No, that's super easy. Ghost Watch, number 1. Man Bites Dog, number 2. I'm gonna go with Cannibal Holocaust 3. Last broadcast 4, McPherson tape 5, and it pains me that that's 5 and not 4, but I have to. I just have to.
That is the same exact ranking that
Somehow I knew that we were going to end up with the same ranking because I feel like we both had the same sentiments about each of these movies.
Yeah. No, same ranking.
Yeah.
Exact same ranking.
Yeah, it was an interesting exercise. I'm gonna say that.
I think that this one was possibly more successful than last year.
I think it was way more successful than last year.
Were better, just in general, and then I thought the idea was solid.
Yeah.
So good job.
And we got to watch
Blake.
Ghost Watch again.
I appreciate this.
So.
Oh yeah.
It's a win.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know you got to get to sleep. I know I got to get to sleep.
And I guess this is the time for us to say Happy Halloween.
Oh yeah, Happy Halloween.
Bye.
I hope you're eating lots of candy. Bye.